Rick Perry. God, every time they go to this guy, he seems like, what? It's me? Okay. All right, here we go. Here we go. I'm going to give it a shot. So now one of the lines that he thinks is working for him is, it's Washington, it's no good. I'm going to make it a part-time Congress, right? So that got a good applause line, and in this case it worked. I'm surprised that it's such a stupid, shallow thing. Like as if they were in Washington less, somehow things would be better. Whatever, right? But it works for him. It's simple-minded, yada, yada. But then Neil Cavuto challenged him on it, and I thought it was actually a very good challenge by Cavuto, and I don't often compliment Cavuto. And Rick Perry seemed totally flummoxed by it. Let's watch.
By the way, Governor, they worked 151 days last year. How much more would constitute part-time?
I would suggest to you maybe 140 days every other year like we do in Texas.
Audience reaction was like, great. Should we applause? No, that's kind of weird. Like 140 days every 2 years? Like they're not even in session every other year? The United States Congress? Like, yeah, well, that turns out to be a bad idea. Fail. Perry's the funniest guy here, man. I hope he stays in it for a while. Here comes, and look, there was like 8 of these, but I'll give you one more from Rick Perry. It's on the Monroe Doctrine. Now, if you studied U.S. history, you're pretty familiar with when in history that came about. It's definitely not in the time period Rick Perry's talking about.
If we're going to be able to defend America from Iran, from Hezbollah, from Hamas, that are using Mexico as a border, as a way to penetrate into the southern part of the United States. Venezuela has the largest Iranian embassy in the world there. We know what's going on. It is time for this country to have a real conversation about a Monroe Doctrine again, like we did against the Cubans in the 60s.
Yeah, I don't think that that's when we came up with the Monroe Doctrine. I'm pretty sure it was during the administration of, for example, President Monroe, okay, which was in a different century. So this guy, come on, Rick, catch up. But I think even funnier is this whole conspiracy he's cooking up. Well, you know how big the Iranian embassy in Venezuela is, and I don't have to tell you what that means. Actually, Rick, you do. I have no idea what that means. Are Iran and Venezuela plotting something against us? Look, the reality is that they're both oil-rich countries, and they probably have some, alliance based on that. But what are they going to do with it? Are they going to march through Venezuela to get to us? Did you hear the first part of it? That Hamas and Hezbollah apparently are using Mexico to infiltrate us? Jesus, did you know this? Did you know that your homeland was being used by Hamas and Hezbollah?
Hey, I did not know that, but I hope they're standing in the same line I have to stay in when I have to cross the border.
Yeah, I know, right? To come back from the border? Yeah. They're like, Hamas and Hezbollah are like, this is very long line. I do not like this. Rick Perry told me this was going to be easy. All right, Rick Perry, total utter loser.